Hello dear traditional Africa. Today I bring you short story about Bamasaba tribe. Tribal circumcision ritual becomes Africa's latest tourist attraction. In a small dusty village fringed by brooding blue mountains in eastern Uganda, Sala Kyalo is bracing himself as he is about to become a man of the Bamasaba tribe. The 19-year-old stands opposite the traditional surgeon, who clutches a 12-centimeter blade. Sala doesn't look at the blade, but into the distance with a trance-like resolve. Relatives, friends, and neighbors surge round, anticipating the centuries-old circumcision ritual. Sala's foreskin will be sliced off without anesthetic, with the cheering crowd goading him on. He must endure the pain without tearing, wincing, flinching, or falling. To be a Bamasaba man is to show no weakness. My heart is racing, his mother Salima Nesiho says of her firstborn. I'm concerned if my son will be brave enough to go through the process. Hundreds of Bamasaba males between 16 and their early 20s are being initiated into manhood this rainy season, in a time-honored ceremony called Imbalu, held every second year. The season begins with a festival of traditional dancing, millet beer, roasted meat, and offerings to ancestors. The candidates and members of their families are smeared in millet paste to protect them from bad spirits. Each is then paraded from village to village singing, dancing, and visiting relatives over 3 days. It is a way of helping this young man to speak in public. Introducing the gentleman into public life, says James Kangala, a Bamasaba man and founder of a cultural council based at the nearby town. Bail. Ceremony dates back centuries. The ceremony can be traced through records dating back 200 years, though the Bamasaba believe the ritual predates these by several hundred years, with its origins lost in time. There have been few concessions to modernity, though fresh blades are now used to prevent the spread of HIV. Traditional surgeons or bashibi are believed to be appointed by spirits of ancestors to perform the circumcisions. Robert Nangoy has circumcised hundreds of males over his 15 years in the role. For a Bamasaba boy to be called a man, you have to pay a debt to the culture. It's our law, he says. No escape from painful ritual. Males who try to escape it are hunted down and circumcised by force. They'll capture you, even if you go to Europe and back. As long as he's from Bamasaba, he will have to be circumcised, Mr. Nangoy says. However, not all Bamasaba support the ritual. Leonard Massa, who was circumcised the traditional way in 1988, says males should have a choice. If you go through the cultural way, they take you through a painful exercise, Mr. Massa says. His young son was circumcised in a hospital, though it means he won't ever be recognized as a Bamasaba man. I didn't want him to go through what I did, Mr. Massa says. But for most of the tribe, the ceremony remains deeply significant. They have always been open to outsiders witnessing Imbalu, and are beginning to open up to tourists. I found the ceremonies fascinating, says Floris Burgers, 22, from the Netherlands, who saw them this season while working in the area. I can imagine some foreigners might find them a bit scary, but if you know the story behind the practice, there is not much to be afraid of. The tourist board has begun promoting the opening and closing festivals, along with better-known local attractions such as coffee plantations, the waterfalls, and hiking at Mount Elgon.